introduce the students to all kinds of genres as early as possible.
One of the things that a lot of parents think, and I tend to disagree with them when they say it, is they don't want their kids to be reading things like comic books.
What? No.
Like,
definitely read comic books.
Reading is reading.
Yeah, you
right?
can read car magazines.
Uh-huh.
You can read catalogs. You can read short stories. You can read young adult readers. I still read young adult books. It's because that's my interest. That's what I like. Right. So definitely read anything you want and encourage your children to read different kinds of things, but don't stop them.
Right.
Don't stop your kids from reading.
Right. When they found something, let them go through that phase.
Definitely let them go through that phase.
Right.
Also encourage them to add more stuff. Like
right.
different things.
Right.
But yeah, don't discourage.
Encourage, don't push. It's the worst when parents are like yelling at their kids, do this, do this, do this. Like you got to push them with helping them see what's interesting about it.
Right.
So in your experience though, when you first started writing, you were reading just everything?
I was a big time horror junkie.
Ooh.
I love those Stephen King. I love that Clive Barker. I'm reading 1,000-page novels. Like a 7-book series that's 3,000 or 4,000 pages long. And then later I branched out and I started reading everything.
Was this when you were young that you were reading like 7,000 Stephen King page novels?
When I was 14, 15, I read It, which is like 1,200 pages long. And then I immediately read The Stand, which is also 1,200 pages long. That was the summer that I became a reader. So, yeah, before that I hated reading. And then I miraculously found these 2 books.
So do you think it was the books that did it, or was it just that you innately love reading? Or like, what is it? Something you think it's something in you, or do you think that it's you found the thing that you meshed with?
So before that year, we had to do summer reading for school, and it was awful. I hated it because all of the books were trying to teach us some lesson, which I just didn't get. Right. And so finally I had this summer and everything clicked into place. Everything became perfect. It's like, oh, I can just read what I want.
It's a revelation.
I don't have to follow the rules of these schools. This is great. And so then I just read everything. Fantasy, sci-fi, horror, young adult books, adult books, anything.
It's a perfect advice to bring it back to the parents who are trying to get their kids into reading. It's like, the schools are there for a purpose, but it's not to get your kids interested in reading.
Right.
If you're relying on the schools for that, you're probably going to have some trouble.
You will probably fail.
Yeah. I was trying to put it nicely.
I also understand that Korean students are super busy.
Right.
And it seems like just sitting around reading might be kind of like a waste of time. And it's totally not true. Right. Reading is such valuable time.
Well, Korean children spend so much time outside of school in academies studying things that are not directly related to what is going on in the test in school. Right. Reading is definitely a thing that you can put in there and not feel guilty about it because it's the most effective way to do anything.
It's... the more a kid reads, the more a kid succeeds. And that is just the truth.
That's the title of this video. The more the kid reads, the more a kid succeeds. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, after you've like inundated yourself with reading and then you decided that you wanted to become an author.
Yep. Right
away, did you know like the way to do that is to write?
Oh man, no. The Stephen King book on writing comes out in 1999.
And so that was after that you started when you were 14, so that's before 1999.
Yeah, so I started around my university 2004, 2005. I think I had probably read that book, which I highly recommend that book for anybody.
It's Stephen King. What's the name of it?
On Writing.
Stephen King's On Writing.
So it's one part biography. How did he grow up? What was really important in his life? One part how to write. And also sort of like a permission slip. Like you can do anything you want on a paper.
It's like...
Go for it.
Like there is no failure here. This is the paper in front of you. Just put pen to paper. Do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think once I read that, I was like, great. Now I can do anything.
Do you think that translates to like different areas in life? It's like don't be worried about failure. You can do it if you want to.
Oh man, I think it's definitely translate to any creative medium. So if you want to paint, if you want to draw, if you want to make music, if you want to write poetry or novels, you should relentlessly create without fear of failure. I would say it applies to everything else too. Whatever you want to do, do it hard.
Right.
Go for it.
How did you handle failure when it first came up then?
Oh yeah, just roll past it.
Roll past it? Were you able to? Was it that easy?
Eventually, no, it became more difficult. But at first, when you are 18 and 20 and 22 years old, I don't care. I'm invincible. Right. Everything is great.
Right.
I'm doing amazing.
Right.
Failure is not an option. So it's only until age 32, 34 when I'm finally like, ugh. I don't have so much energy to keep hearing no. But that's not a big problem because I had succeeded in my biggest thing.